Some of the most amazing historic sites were lost or concealed for ages or even millennia, buried beneath jungles, deserts, or farmland all over the planet. Unimaginable discoveries that are now on display for all to see were made as a result of rumors of lost cities or accidental discoveries made by people going about their daily lives. A large number of these are UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Some of these amazing sites have been drawing visitors for hundreds of years, and they continue to fascinate people now just as they did when they were originally discovered. Although it may sound cliché, there has never been a better moment to visit the world's most famous places. Although they are all important, some might be considered more spectacular than others. Discover modern marvels by visiting one of the World Heritage Sites on our list. Indonesia's Borobudur. One of the most significant Buddhist sites in the world, and perhaps one of Indonesia's most well-known sites, is Borobudur. The location is both aesthetically magnificent and serenely serene, situated in a lush, tropical setting with mountains and volcanoes rising in the distance. This enormous temple complex was built in the 700s on the island of Java, close to Yogyakarta. However, 2 to 3 centuries later, the site was abandoned, presumably as a result of nearby volcanic eruptions, and it remained undisturbed for centuries. The location was found by the British in the 1800s and afterwards renovated. It is currently one of Indonesia's top tourist destinations. Mexico's Chichén Itzá. The historic Mayan city of Chichén Itzá is located on the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico's flat jungle heartland, just a short day journey from Cancun and the Mayan Riviera. From the 7th to the 13th century, this enormous Mayan city was a major hub and, for a while, the regional capital. It is currently one of Mexico's best preserved Mayan archaeological monuments, providing an incredible window into this society. It is also a major tourist destination in Mexico. The most recognized image of Chichén Itzá is the enormous pyramid, but there are many other remains to visit on the vast site. China's Leshan Giant Buddha. The Leshan Giant Buddha is the tallest stone Buddha in the world, at 71 meters, and was carved out of a red sandstone cliff face. The monument, which overlooks the confluence of the Mengjiang, Dadu, and Qingyi rivers, was begun by a lone monk in AD 713 and finished by his followers 90 years later, in AD 803. The purpose of its construction was to provide calm waters for the vessels that travel this river. This gigantic statue is reported to have proclaimed, "The mountain is a Buddha and the Buddha is a mountain." At either the base or close to the head, you may get up close to the Leshan Giant Buddha and see it from very different angles. Cappadocia. Cappadocia is a region of flowing rock formations and stone-capped chimneys that beg to be photographed, making it one of the more peculiar World Heritage Sites. Gorim and the Monk's Valley are home to a large number of the formations. Take into account going on one of the several hiking routes that let you get up close. Ancient cave homes erected by Bronze Age inhabitants around 5,000 years ago exist nearby in the town of Ukasar and are equally extraordinary. Later, Christians who were fleeing religious persecution used the caves that had been carved out of the soft rock. A hot air balloon flight over Cappadocia at sunrise is one of the highlights of a trip. Even if you choose not to ride a balloon, the sight of a plethora of balloons ascending over the surreal terrain is worth capturing on camera. Jordan, Petra. The entrance to Petra, a stone city with residences hewn into sandstone walls, is a spectacular, narrow rock valley. The foundations of this historic Nabatean capital city go all the way back to the 4th or 5th century BC. It was named the Carved City and the Rose City because of the color of the rock when it was first discovered by the West in the early 1800s. It was strategically located on a vital commerce route in the area, yet it was located in a mountainous terrain with restricted access. Petra is currently Jordan's top tourist destination. England's Stonehenge. One of the most popular tourist destinations in the UK and undoubtedly one of the most unusual, this amazing prehistoric monument draws a sizable number of tourists each year. The monument is believed to have been built between 1300 and 1500 BC, but its origin and function are unknown, giving rise to a variety of myths and rumors, some of which suggest religious or astronomical importance. As a result, the Bronze Age circle of standing stones inspires an almost ethereal allure, especially around the summer and winter solstices when the sun's rays directly hit the stones. Stonehenge, which is close to Salisbury, is easily accessible as a day trip from London. Greek capital Athens Acropolis. The Acropolis is a towering hilltop structure that towers over Athens and serves as a proud reminder of classical Greece. The Parthenon, which dominates the site and was built between the 5th and 4th centuries BC, is the greatest and most well-known building from this time and represents the long history of this nation. The Acropolis, which is a short distance from modern-day Athens, is a striking sight that sparkles in the Mediterranean sun during the day and is illuminated dramatically at night. It is a breathtaking sight for first-time visitors to the city and serves as a prelude to their journey to other regions of Greece. Italy's Roman Colosseum. The Roman Colosseum, the largest building still standing from the Roman era, is one of the most well-known structures in the entire globe. Rome's great history and the accomplishments of the Roman Empire are attested to by its imposing presence in the heart of the city today. Visitors who encounter it for the first time, whether turning a corner or emerging from the next subway stop, are awestruck by its enormous size. The building's construction started in AD 72, and it continues to be one of the most popular tourist destinations in the world. The Colosseum's floor, which was once the scene of heroic gladiator battles, will be restored to its original splendor, according to a recent announcement by the Italian government. As a result, tourists will be able to experience what it would have been like to stand and stare up at the roaring masses and use the Colosseum for cultural and other special events. In 2023, this project is anticipated to be finished. Greater China Wall. The Great Wall of China is a must-see destination that stretches about 6,000 kilometers across mountains and forests and has long been the source of epic adventures. The oldest portions of this enormous wall, which connects battlements and watchtowers, date to the 7th century BC. It was constructed over several years. The wall may now be seen on a day trip from Beijing, or you can take organized multi-day journeys to traverse entire portions of it. While some portions of the wall have been repaired, others are in desperate need of work. Cambodia's Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat is the largest religious structure in the world and is located in a distinctive jungle environment not far from Siem Reap, but there is more to the Angkor complex than just its enormity. The Khmer people constructed the site in the 12th century, and the architecture is very spectacular. A fascinating variety of excavated and unexcavated temples in all sizes, shapes, and decaying states can be found at the site, some of which have an otherworldly appearance due to being engulfed by trees and roots. Massive faces etched into stone stare out in all directions. The walls and entryway are covered in numerous, elaborate bas-reliefs. Exploration is beckoned by crumbling corridors and challenging stone staircases. Angkor Wat was the biggest city in the world prior to its destruction in the 15th century. You may wish to spend a few days exploring the complex because it is so large. Burma's Bagan. At Bagan, the landscape is covered in tens of thousands of ancient temples and stupas. The silhouette of the spires against the sky in the early morning or late afternoon is a beautiful sight. The region is renowned for having the highest density of Buddhist temples anywhere in the world, many of which date back to the 1000s and 1100s when the pagan kingdom's capital was located there. While some of these have been renovated, others are merely ruins. Additionally, they differ in size and sophistication, resulting in an exciting variety of buildings that entices visitors to continue exploring the location. You can hire a horse and carriage, a hot air balloon ride over the location, rickety old bicycles to visit the area on, or you can just call a cab. Each of these approaches has an own attraction. Egyptian pyramids in Giza. The Pyramids of Giza, one of the most famous sites in the world, are a bizarre sight emerging from the desolate desert landscape just outside of Cairo. The Sphinx, which is almost as spectacular and stands guard nearby, stands looking aimlessly over the landscape. The greatest of the pyramids, built between 2560 and 2540 BC, served as the pharaoh's tombs. They were more than 2,600 years old when the Colosseum in Rome was being constructed, to give you an idea of how old they were. These enormous structures are the only remaining examples of the seven wonders of the ancient world. One of the best things to do in Egypt is to ride a camel at sunset in front of the pyramids for an unforgettable experience. Be sure to follow the inner tunnels to the burial chamber deep inside the Pyramid of Chephren or the Pyramid of Cheops. That was for today. Thank you for staying with us. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel.